Think and Grow Rich. I didn't really like this book. As always, don't get me wrong, there definitely is some great value in this book, but for the amount of pages, it was just too much talking about other stuff than what you would expect from the book, for me. Of course, you could argue that everything comes into play when you want to achieve that, but also not really. Let me explain. First up, he contradicts himself on several occasions. You can have basically unlimited money just through thinking and the law of attraction and everything. Let's say we believe that. You can watch a video on my problem with the law of attraction right here. Let's just say it works. Later in the book, he says you have to be money conscious and be careful where and for what you spend your money. But why do I have to do that when I just can, think myself more money? That doesn't make sense to me. If it would work like that, you don't have to be careful with what you buy. I could buy 10 Lamborghinis and then 10 more. Because I can just think of more money. Of course, I don't want to make fun of the whole thing because there definitely is some truth to that. Another thing you have to develop is to be able to immediately change plans when something doesn't work. Like you make a plan to make money, it doesn't work, change it, another plan, and then it can work. If it doesn't work, another plan. He makes it very clear that you should have the ability to immediately change plans. But then later in the book, he says you have to stick to your plan once you figured out a plan and not change it. Stick to your plan, try it over and over again. And his example is Henry Ford, which is mentioned quite a few times in this book, and that he had a plan and didn't want to change it and just stuck to his plan. So that's also good. But I thought you have to change it if it doesn't work. I mean, I'm sure both approaches can work fine, sticking to your plan and not change it, or immediately throwing it out the window, but then it's not really a rule you have to stick to, because one thing is so different from the other that it's not really a rule if you just can do both. Then he gives the most insanely bad advice you could ever give someone, so bad that it's like almost a meme. Well, not almost, there are memes about those pieces of advice. His solution to a problem is to just basically not have the problem. In the book, the example is, if you're afraid of losing your love, don't be afraid of losing your love, just learn to be able to live without your love. Right, why didn't I think of that? Doctor, I have severe depression, I'm just sad all the time. Well, then just don't be sad. You're right, I didn't think about that. Well, then we could also just say, don't try to get rich. Get used to being poor. And the rest of the book is just, in the first half, the entire history of America, and that America and the United States are just so great and better than every other country, and just some patriotic bullshit. He even calls Germany as a country with worse living conditions than in America, which is just insane. I mean, America is great landscape, the cities are cool, but saying that everything is just so much better than in every other country in Europe just tells me that the author probably has never visited any other country except for the United States. I mean, think about healthcare and shit. The only thing that we don't have in Germany or in other countries in Europe are guns. Great. I mean, maybe this is because the original book is from 1937, but then again it says revised for the 21st century, so they should have changed that. I mean, maybe it's not that bad to be a little bit patriotic. Not for me. I'm from Germany. I'm not patriotic. I mean, if you're in America, I mean, I get that it's a big thing that they are so proud of their country and their freedom and everything, and that's fine, but maybe don't put 120 pages of this patriotic bullshit in a business book. Maybe don't do that. And the rest of the book is basically just about sex and sexual energies. At this point, it just gets weirder and weirder. I wanted to read a business book, and it's about America and sex. Also, it was really depressing at some points. It kind of made me sad. Nevertheless, feel free to give it a try if you're into that kind of stuff, but when it comes to pure business and money-making advice, it's not a recommendation for me. Again, very good stuff in here, but not something you couldn't read in other books without the whole America is great and sexual energies thing. So in the other books, it's just in a more concentrated way, so I like that more. If you want to know something about the other books, you can find a playlist with all book reviews right here. You can find the video with the law of attraction right here. You can subscribe right here. And I hope you still enjoyed this rather unusual book review. I mean, what can I say? I just honestly told you what was in this book. Not that much content about business and money making, but more about America and sexual energies. Cheers.